Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is TCG. It's my first video here. Talk about market, Pokemon overall, and just give out some information on what I'm noticing in the market as someone who sells, trades, buys, invests, and just go from there. I've been in the hobby collecting, trading, selling TCG since 2021, middle of Sword and Shield. Right, that's what got me back into the TCG world. I've been into Pokemon since the inception, probably 1996. Right, playing Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue. You know, the typical target audience, right? So, why am I here? Well, I took this inspiration from Earn Collects. Shout out Earn Collects. I really like the card videos. Just overall talking about the market as someone who's been doing it more in the shadows for a couple of years already. I sell stuff on eBay, you know, Fanatics. I make speculative plays, right? Like I make speculated some of the plays. I grade cards. I do it all. And lucky enough, we have caught one of the biggest bull run we've ever had. I have some background into crypto market, stocks. I just love all of that. I love all the investing business talk, right? Like I love all the charts go up, the charts go down, and although some of it applies into Pokemon, Pokemon is more of a nostalgic feel for me. I really enjoy it. Really enjoy the cards, the games, and just the franchise overall. So, something that I've noticed, there's, you know, like the saying goes, history tends to repeat itself. We are in the midst of 30th anniversary. Cards are great. What I'm seeing right now is that, okay, everyone is buying it at this ridiculous prices, $400. And I think a lot of people are going to get burnt spending that much money when you have other options right now at this point. Looking at some of the Sword and Shield sets, even Paldea, right? Paldea Evolve, some of the Scarlet and Violet sets. You have, I don't know why, Chilling Reign is super undervalued, right? Like I like Chilling Reign right now. At the 430 range. And there's some of the Glaring Gallery. I just think overall, right, Sword and Shield is undervalued. What else do we have? Can't talk about Astral Radiance. I think that set just, if it hasn't moved by now, I just don't think it's going to move. Fusion Strike has a lot of potential to be, you know, in a $2,000 range. Lost Origin, massively undervalued. Although it was definitely printed more than the earlier sets, I still think is massive undervalued, and so is Brilliant Stars, right? So if I was to say, if there was anything to buy at this moment, it would definitely be some of those Sword and Shield sets, right? Depending on what your goal is in this hobby. Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin, Chilling Reign, massively undervalued. We'll take a look into some of the Scarlet and Violet sets, especially like early era, right? Paldea Evolve. I wouldn't lean to. I wouldn't say base set, right? Although you could. It has some nice illustration rares on that set. I would definitely, at this distance, stay away from some of the slabs. Something that I've seen, I'm noticing some of the slabs are going. What's the word? I would say they're doing pretty bad at this instance, especially like on auction. So actually, if you're looking for value picks, right, discounts, I would just look into auctions. There's a lot of slabs, a lot of PSA 10s, PSA, you know, whatever it is that you collect is at a discount at this moment. Their, you know, liquidity is drying up a little bit. There's a lot of people selling their collections. So I would say that this is definitely a good time to buy some of those slabs. Me personally, I've been buying some collector boxes from Magic the Gathering. Yes, I liked all TCGs, although my main focus is Pokemon. I've purchased recently some of the Final Fantasy. I've also purchased some of the Lorwyn, and even nibbled a little bit on some One Piece, right? But then again, this is not one of those videos. Just wanted to be clear with what I'm currently buying at this moment. I already have my positions in Chilling Reign. I already have my positions in Brilliant Stars and Lost Origin, although I am looking to buy more Chilling Reign eventually. When it comes to the slab market, there are so many undervalued illustration rares in a mega block right now. So many. I would just take a dive into some of the mega block illustration rares. I've seen some go for like $3 to $4, super cheap, man. I remember I bought the Sleepy Rowlet for a couple of bucks. I did sell the CGC Pristine for over $80, right? So there's some good plays. There's some good plays out there. The illustration rare, you have to look a little deeper. You can look into Chaos Rising Greninja. People seem to really hate that car, and if something this hobby has taught me is that when everyone hates a certain set or car, if you like to take a chance, that might be your cue to take a chance. I mean, at $225, $250 Greninja, Mega Greninja, I don't think that's too crazy to say that it would be a very good value pick for right now, for what it was. At least you're not paying $400. It could be a very good value pick. What else am I looking at? The Meowth, right? Like, that's more specific, right? Like Perfect Order. We all know that these last 3 sets are not the biggest or best sets that Pokemon have yet to release. But then again, there's definitely discounts out there. I would definitely start looking into some of those sets. If you're just a fan of the car, if you just want to collect, I would definitely go into there. When it comes to the vintage market, it's definitely way too overinflated at this point. Most of the bigger movers, right? Gold Stars, Crystals, Shinings, those are, get some water a little bit. Those are definitely a little bit out of range. However, if you're looking into some of the lower grades, PSA 8s, PSA 7s, those could be or might be very good value plays, right? I look at those grades. The first thing could be safe for first edition, right? PSA 8s, PSA 7s. There seem to be very good value there for what the cards are, right? So like at this point, those conditions are just rare, right? So if you're looking for your collection, I would definitely go into, some of the base set, first edition base set, PSA mid grades, right? PSA 7, 8s, even some of the legendary collection. Good value cards, right? And for what they are, it's very difficult to find those condition out there in a while. So if you're looking for a binder copy, you can go for a PSA 6 and crack it open, right? Some of those PSA 6s sometimes don't have any dings in them. They could have some minor scratches, some minor whitening. But other than that, if it's a binder copy, you can just go from there. So in the end, I just wanted to kind of make my first video. I know I might have been all over the place. It's my first video. I'm gonna try to make some more. Quality content after this. Expect more driving car videos where I talk about the market. To summarize it all, I would definitely look for plays in Sword and Shield right now. Everything is slowing down. Might be a really good time to buy it if you have any profits on any items, and you may think that it might be a good idea to just take some profits and rotate it into something else that you might want. This could be a really good time to do it. And look into some of those very undervalued illustration rares. And or if you're a vintage person, go for the first edition base set and or legendary collection, PSA 7s and 8s. Super undervalued. That being said, I'm gonna end it here. Did not have much water, so my throat is starting to get very raspy, and I need to get something to drink. So if you find this video helpful or useful, and or you would like to grow with me, please leave a like, follow, and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. Later.